In India, the SUV segment is the fastest growing car segment. In terms of market contribution, the segment has surpassed sedans and is rapidly approaching the hatchback segment. This is where all the OEMs have placed their bets. In the recent past, this segment accounted for more than 70% of all product launches. This segment, however, was not the same 10 years ago. There were not many OEMs in this segment in 2011. Even the market leader, Maruti, did not have a car in this segment with a high volume. It was only Mahindra's turf, who took pride in being a UV manufacturer, and Tata Motors UVs in this segment. Aside from that, we had the standard Toyota offerings in this category. The top 10 UVs in India contributed to a volume of about 1,94,540 units in 2011. This was nearly 600% less than the top 10 SUVs contributed in 2020. Mahindra had 4 of India's top 10 SUVs. For a long time, the Bolero ranked first in both urban and rural markets. Bolero's golden age was during this time. Bolero's golden run continued in 2012, with a market share of 40.53% of India's top 10 selling SUVs, despite a drop in sales. This was when Mahindra's XUV 500 had caught up to the competition and was selling like hotcakes. Even though Bolero retained a market share of 33.28% in 2013, Renault Duster rose to second place and took 15.49% of the market. Please note that when we talk about market share, we are talking about the top 10 SUVs in each year. In 2014, the top 10 SUVs volume had increased to 3,39,014 units. Bolero's market dominance is still evident, but it is waning year by year. Ford EcoSport, a compact SUV, was launched and took the market by storm. With the Duster as an alternative, the Ford EcoSport found a lot of acceptance among Indian car buyers. Nissan Terrano and Duster did see their volumes being shared. The year 2015 was the last year of Mahindra Bolero in the top 1 position. Mahindra would have seen it coming, with a drop in the top 10 market share of below 30% for the first time. EcoSport continued to feature in the top 3 list. This is also the year when the Hyundai Creta was introduced. It was a runaway hit and hit 40,952 units in its first year of debut. In 2016, the top 2 OEMs in India, Maruti and Hyundai, competed for the top spot in the SUV market. For the time being, the Creta has taken the lead, but the Brezza has given a close fight this year. However, for the next 3 years, Maruti's Brezza was the country's top-selling SUV. In 2016, the top 10 SUVs sold a total of 4,52,591 units. This was a time when the SUV market was exploding with new models. Starting in 2017, Maruti Brezza dominated the market for the next 3 years. For the first time in this market, the SUV segment surpassed the 5 lakh volume mark. For the next 3 years, Creta remained in second place until 2020, when it fought back and reclaimed first place. Tata Nexon was introduced in 2018, and it quickly rose to number 4 in the top 10 SUV rankings. Brezza maintained its lead in the SUV segment with a first-place finish. For the first time, the SUV industry reached a volume of 6 lakhs units. In both 2019 and 2020, the SUV industry in India maintained a volume of 6 lakhs or more units. In the year 2020, Creta dethroned Vitara Brezza as the rank 1 driver. The launch of Kia as a brand in India was also witnessed, and the Kia Seltos was another runaway hit, taking the number 2 position and pushing Brezza down to number 3. Bolero has dropped to 6th place. The current year 2021 has already seen a volume of 3,65,514 units and is growing even faster than before. Creta and Venue are currently in first and second place, respectively. Brezza has dethroned Seltos and moved into third place. Friends, while we've discussed the cars that have made it to the top 10, some cars have not only dropped out of the top 10 but have also been discontinued in the last decade, including the Yeti, Santa Fe, Pajero Quantum, BRV, TUV 300, and others. We expect to see a lot more OEMs launch SUVs in India with better value propositions, and we expect to see a lot more cars make it into the top 10 SUVs in India list.